Hello, my name is Irina Lima Martinez. I am 23 years old. I have a bachelor's degree in international relations from the Federal University of Pampa, and I have also a bachelor's degree in law from URCAMP. Nowadays, I am having a master's degree in international relations at the Federal University of Santa Maria, where I research security, strategy, and defense. I am currently pursuing a specialization in fundamental rights, borders, and justice. Well, I have a broad interest in research on Antarctica, South America regional integration, gender, feminism, and also human rights. But on my master's degree on international relations here at Federal University of Santa Maria, I am developing my master's thesis entitled The Environmental Security on the Scientific Presence of Southern Cone Countries. So, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, and Uruguay, a comparative study. So, first of all, I would like to show you some methodological and structural aspects of my project. Okay, I would like to say that I haven't finalized it, so I am going to show partial results. Okay, so we know that environmental security constitutes a pivotal theme in international security studies today, especially in this century. The preservation of the Antarctic environment is the guarantee of environmental security for the world, but also for all the countries of the Count South of America. This is justified considering the geographical proximity and the role of Antarctica ecosystem in the South Atlantic Ocean, amongst other factors. So I work with this research problem, that is, does the scientific presence of these southern countries in Antarctica reflects national strategies for environmental security? And I have this hypothesis, so I work with this hypothesis. That is that the scientific presence of these four countries, okay, these southern cone countries in Antarctica, has been guided, yes, okay, by strategic guidelines directly related to environmental safety and peaceful and scientific objectives. So I have three specific objectives. The first one is to understand the issue of environmental security and how it relates to protection in Antarctica. The second objective is to analyze the scientific presence of these countries in Antarctica based on institutional and operational data. And the third one is to appreciate their official national defense documents in order to identify the environmental focus. And I'm going to work with NVivo, okay, that is a software that we can appreciate these documents. So here I have the justification of the spatial and temporal scope. So in the left, I have the map of my four countries. And at the right, I have the justification of the temporal scope. So I have two reasons to choose this temporal scope. The first one is the availability of access to data. And the second one is the dates of creation of the ministries of the environment, because I have two countries that are Argentina and Uruguay, where their ministries of the environment are recent, okay, and I would like to see the influence of these politics on the scientific presence on Antarctica. There is also a justification for the theoretical choice. So I'm working with environmental security and international security studies. The first one are the floods that struck Rio Grande do Sul in May of 2024. And the second one regards the relating the topic of environmental security with the theories of international security studies, emphasizing on critical approaches. So here I have some aspects of my methodology. So it's a qualitative research, problem driven, the theoretical framework regarding the environmental security, and the research traditions are organized by Loudon's proposition. And here I have some of my epistemological um, choices. So these three objectives are my three chapters that I'm going to show the partial results of them. So this is my first chapter, and in this section, I try to understand the issue of environmental security of South Cone. It relates to protection Antarctica environments. For that, I am working with a Laudanian proposition to see how different research traditions from international security can contribute to understanding the Antarctica phenomenon. My second chapter, I analyze some institutional and operational metrics of these four countries. So, on my project, I have a lot of institutional and operational ways of measure this scientific presence, like their history of engagement regarding the ATS, the ministerial structure of the Antarctic programs of each country, their number of bases, shelters, naval fleet, their budget, and the budget relation to the GDP, the number of research projects and fields of knowledge. But now I'm going to show you some results related to the presence of these countries regarding the year of accession. So we have two countries that are Argentina and Chile that are members signatories of the ATS. And on the other hand, we have Brazil and Uruguay that are adherent members that achieve the status of consultative members afterwards. So I could research also the number of scientific bases that they have. So Argentina have 13, 6 permanent and 5 temporary. Brazil have 1 permanent. Chile have 9 bases and 2 refugees. And Uruguay have 2 bases. I research also where they are and where are who are the year of establishment of these bases. So here is a graphic, a figure, so we can see each country's scientific basis. And my third chapter is the documental analysis. So I select some documents of defense from the 4 countries in order to process them and add any vivo, that is the software that I used, to see the incidence of terms related to my research. So, for example, environmental security, environmental, and I researched in Spanish for the 3 countries, Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, and in Portuguese for Brazil. So for Argentina, this was my cloud of words that I achieved at Enivivo. So we can see that, for example, uh, Antarctica, Antarcticas, Antártico, Antárticos, and Antártida are words that are repeated on their documents, and also a lot of words, for example, related to environmental, so ambiental, ambientales, and ambiente. So we have a lot of incidents of these words there. At República Federativa do Brasil, the documents that I analyzed there show also an incidence of these worlds, but for example, the word Antarctica only is seen 16 times. But there are also, for example, scientific, científico, científica, ambiental, orçamentários, ambientais, that could also be seen there. Um, then República de Chile, we have a lot of incidents of these words. So Antártica, Antártico, climático, ambiente are repeated a lot of times. And finally, for Uruguay, it was the country that have less incidence of these words. So, for example, Antarctica was seen, but less times. And well, after all, I have partial results of my research for the four countries. And I could see that for the four countries, to a greater or lesser extent, environmental there is an environmental commitment to the Antarctica environment, to the Antarctic Treaty System, and is very clear at their documents and scientific actions. I could also identify two groups of countries, so Argentina and Chile, having a deep trajectory in the STA, and on the other hand, Brazil and Uruguay. As I said before, my research is as I said before, these are only partial results of my research. I am open to suggestions, and these are my contacts. And thank you for the time.